And hello, everybody out there in the wonderful land of Twitch. This is John, and I'm part of the leadership here at Rook and Rasp. It's time for our momentary, usually daily, seance of Twitch, which is hello, can you hear me out there? Hopefully, everybody out in chat is able to hear my voice, everybody's voices when they come up, which getting one thing that I definitely need to do earlier in the show than I did last time. Let me be sure to, and thank you, excellent, thank you, Justine out in Chatland tells me that we sound good, or at least I do. Thank you. Let's go ahead and introduce all our players at the table today. So I'm going to be starting with my veterans of streaming. And let's go ahead and kick it off with Matt. If you'd introduce yourself and also tell us a little bit about your character, if you can.
Uh, my name is Matt. I've been streaming with Rook and the Rasp since the beginning, so that's been a couple of years now. I am playing a Feral World conscript. His name's Carl, and that's his only name because we're pretty feral. But I'm gonna have fun hitting things with my axe today, I guess.
Best way to do it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, and going over then, let's go ahead and say hello to Asu.
Hi, I'm Asu. I actually just got done as the GM for Emerald City Knights here on Rook and Rasp. Before that, I'd been in a couple of other one-shots, two or three one-shots, which were pretty good. And my character is Cimbria Aureus, a Voidborn trooper. I grew up on a Space Hulk, unfortunately, the child of a bunch of heretical cultists, and first, my first step towards inquisitorship was killing my own parents for the good of the Imperium.
As one should.
Yep,
Okay.
definitely.
Yes.
Well, moving on, one of our new players, newest people at the table. Let me go ahead and say hello and introduce Joe. If you would like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm going to be playing Uzil Kira. He's a Hive World arbitrator. He spent years and years cracking heads in not quite the Underhive. He never got sent down there, luckily. He probably wouldn't have made it back, but he got conscripted by the Inquisitor, and now he's stuck here. He didn't have a choice in it.
How it usually goes. And I would like to say thank you and a warm welcome to our special guest of the day. Ben, please introduce yourself, who you are,
Hello.
and your character.
Sure. So I'm Ben Sandfelder. I'm the creator of the Fantasy World War II tabletop RPG Lightning War. John helped me promote it back during my Kickstarter, and I'm hoping to kind of repay the favor on the charity stream today. Um, I'm going to be playing Dietrich Ills, a Hive World guardsman and the sole survivor of brutal urban warfare, who is absolutely terrified to be helping the Inquisition today.
Hey, they put out a cartoon not that long ago for Warhammer. I think it was a YouTube cartoon, and I loved it. I remember they talked about all the different humanity and the reality of being a guardsman, and just I remember like love on the battlefield and then a bullet in the eye.
Yes.
But that said, today, two things. We're going to talk about the game in a second, but I'm going to talk really quick about the charity stream. And that is today we're here for Carol Darnell. Carol Darnell is a extraordinary editor. I'm going to be making three different points with this today. But first and foremost, if you are someone who picks up RPG books outside of the big two companies, and big two I consider obviously WotC with Dungeons and Dragons, and then also Paizo with Pathfinder. Two companies that still exist and have thousands of products out there. If you play anything outside of those, there is a good chance that you have held in your hand a book or part of a product line that Carol has contributed to as editor. I'm going to go down a list here. Cyberpunk Red. She was the editor on that for Arts House Orion Games. The Witcher. She was the editor for that for Arts House Orion Games. Paragons and Prowlers for Evil Beagle. I'm trying to go down a list in my head because after a moment they all kind of get a lot. Exalted, third edition for Onyx Press. If you got into Vampire, Werewolf, Mage, any of those product lines with Onyx Press, she was an editor on each one of those product lines with several of the books in it. If you like Fantasy Flight games and you played or like the fiction for Legend of the Five Rings, she was the editor for that. And the list goes on and on and on. Fallout from Modifius, she was the editor on that. Tons and tons and tons of games. We're going to be doing next month. We're going to be having Wet Ink Games. She did Never Going Home, which Matt, you joined me in that one.
Yeah.
And then Tenebra from Wet Ink Games, and now also Jiangxi Blood in the Banquet Hall. She did the editing for all those lines. She is an incredibly prolific editor. And so if you have ever played any of these games, really think about contributing to the GoFundMe. She has been, in my mind, one of the people who has given breath and life to our dreams, our opportunity to play in these universes. She is one of the people who has provided that to all of us. So that is her as an editor. Secondly, she is a woman in the gaming sphere. In the gaming universe, we oftentimes don't always know who the great writers are and who the great contributors are, unless you are a fanboy like myself, where you know names like Monty Cook, or you know different people out there, and you're like, oh wow, this person, and Gary Gygax this or whatever. But women have played a big part in gaming as well. Mary Kirchhoff, who you would not know Dritz Doerden if she hadn't discovered R.A. Salvatore. Janelle Jacques, who the very idea of having a nonlinear plot device is called Jacques because of her name. Crystal Frazier working with Paizo. You go down this list. Nicole Lindrus, who now is with Green Ronin, who you would not know the card game of Once Upon a Time. She discovered that and brought it to the rest of the world. Carol is a name like that. She is a name that many people don't know, but she has held a huge part in this industry. And so if you want to support women in gaming and women in the industry, this is a great opportunity to do that. So she's a great editor. She's a woman in gaming. Last but not least, Carol is an amazing person. I met Carol 5 years ago at Gen Con running games in the Independent Game Designers Hall for Gen Con. And she I just was marveled at her running games, talking with other game masters, being there for people, and just being this figure. When I first got into podcasting, she was, I think, the second person I ever interviewed. And she appeared on Ninja Crusade just because I invited her. She did a guest appearance. So she's also an amazing person. And for that reason, I also want to ask you from the bottom of my heart, also think about giving to the GoFundMe for those reasons. I want to celebrate her, and I want to do this stream, this charity marathon, to bring to light that there is a way for us to help in every way, all three of those causes. And it's right here, right now. Even if you don't want to participate in this stream, if you want to donate and do something good for her and for the industry, please do so. All right? We would really appreciate it. I know she would. That said, all channel donations are turned off for the stream. If you go to selecting Cthulhu's and pull up a list of what things you can donate with channel points, there is nothing today. There will be a little thing that'll tell you, hey, you can go and give money this way instead. And we're not taking anything out of that. We want you to go to the GoFundMe. That said, we're doing a charity raffle with this. So you can buy things for the channel for our players here today that will be popped up and populated by donation. For every $5 that you give, you also enter into a raffle where we have 4 physical copies. Suited. There are not many physical books out there, but you can go and donate and have a chance to win one of the physical books of Suited. Craig from Nerdburger Games has donated a hardbound copy of his game. I'm also putting up for one of the games from Fantasy Flight Games for Star Wars, and I'm also giving away a first edition of Seventh Seas, the core rulebook. So not in print anymore. It hasn't existed in print for 20 years. I'm putting it out there. So everybody think about this as ways to give back and hopefully a little bit of incentive. Join us on this journey. I've told my players, I am flying by the seat of my pants. I've got 12 hours of streaming today and another 8 hours tomorrow. We're going to have a good time, and we hope you're along for the ride. That said, how about we get this story started? So, out there in the wonderful world, excellent, Ellen. Ellen, thank you. We just got ourselves a $50 donations and another 50 from Stevie. Guys, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to get some sounds going out there. I'm sorry, my players, you don't get to hear this because I want you to hear my lovely voice. But everybody out there in the wonderful land of Twitch will get to hear this, and you can go back and watch it later and listen in. All right, and adding a little bit more here. So, players, you are on board an Inquisitor ship. If you've ever played in the Warhammer 40K, and let me actually back it up a moment with that. Because some of our people out there, you might not know the story of Dark Heresy. And I'm going to do a Cliff Note version, everybody. Long ago, on a planet that might as well be Earth, there was Mad Max. And we are starting there. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, there was Mad Max. And mankind had destroyed its planet and was riding around in diesel vehicles, being horrible people and killing each other on a ruined world. But one man rose up, and I like to think of him in my brain as a picture of Immortan Joe from the most recent. One man rose up and united the people with his strength of character and charisma, pulling them all together and making humanity what it was. Now, humanity had already expanded to the stars, but humanity's great network had collapsed. All our works, all of this, endless exploration that we had done was gone. Humanity was scattered to the stars with no guidance. But one man rose up on one planet, got mankind together, system by system, world by world, marvel by marvel, made mankind raise up in the most horrific manner that we could ever imagine, and that is in totalitarianism and government. He died. But he didn't die. He is now the undead emperor who sits upon his throne, overseeing tragic trillions of men who have spread throughout the universe, fighting off aliens, reuniting man under the force of his sword and gun, which obviously he doesn't leave his throne anymore. It's the troopers, his great warriors who wear giant battle armor, go to these other worlds, fight off alien hordes, more often than not the orcs, I'm going to say it, and guides mankind towards a even worse destiny. Worlds where there are hives, where it's basically man on top of men, living into the stratosphere in these buildings, creating and making food, energy, weapons, gear to keep all of it going. ships where the Voidborn move from place to place, traveling through what's known as the warp or the void. This strange in-between where supernatural and psychic entities exist and bleed over into our world. More noble worlds, which are usually kind of snooty and stuck up, well educated, and I guess what would y'all say about them if you had to say anything about the Imperial Worlders? I would love to get that information from my players.
The aristocracy. I definitely always imagine like the French aristocracy around the time of the French Revolution, but with big, shiny, kind of chromed out tanks, lots of gold leaf everywhere, purples and fabrics, and the idea of being an Imperial Guardsman to one of these sorts is sort of like, you sit on a ship and you look down at all of the other people and you go, yes. Whereas a real Imperial Guardsman is down in the dirt, sticking it to the enemy.
And dying by the trillions. Yes, in this horrible future, the common soldier is even less than a cog. They are the dust between the cogs. You'll die and you'll be replaced. But some people get lucky-ish. And an Inquisitor says, you have what I'm looking for. You have a certain something that I think will help in a greater battle. Because there are heretics out there that do not worship our God Emperor. There are creatures from beyond the void that bleed into our world in some sort of twisted H.R. Geiger kind of, horror. There are alien species that are, use subterfuge that, the common soldier doesn't need to worry about. No, we will find them and we will wipe them out together. And that is the story of Dark Heresy. Sound about right to everybody? Y'all have anything you want to add on that?
Overall,
Sounds
pretty
about
good.
right.
We're the
Dark
bad
Heresy
guys.
is the story of the Inquisitor and his team.
In Warhammer 40,000, everybody's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Tau, even though they shouldn't be, but anyway.
Let me say this.
They've retconned them to make them more of the bad guy.
Yeah. I will also say this as a GM for my player and those of you watching the stream. Trigger warning. This there will be a trigger warning of blood, guts, dismemberment, and cosmic horror. But the things that 40K I wish was not known for, which is racism, sexism, and also, bad takes on gender identity, I will not have at my table. In my universe, as far as I'm concerned, my version of the game we were playing, there will not be sexism, there will not be the racism, and why would the Emperor care what gender you are as long as you're willing to die for them?
That's one of my favorite things about the Imperial Guard is they employ literally everybody, and well, then they'll be like, you should make babies. But anyway.
Ooh.
Not a happy setting.
Yeah. No. Okay. Wow. So we have a $50 donation, which will be, the request is GM special, which I have an Uber special that I have, secret, that I will drop for my players. And then also they want me to do a rhyme for an action. And also they want me to have a mob that will speak to you in emoji. Guys, my players, these are the things that we do at charity streams. So prepare to roll with it. I will have the after narration, I will have the rhyme take place for me. So, but let's get into that narration first, because we need to introduce your characters. Go ahead and close out a few of these things. And now we can definitely get the neat stuff started for our audience. You are all on board an Inquisitor ship. Now, Inquisitor ships this are a lot like the ships that troops are on. They have this strange look of a cathedral on the back, like a city that stands in space. And think of it almost like a road up to a castle, but instead that is the bow of this spaceship going forward. But rather than having the blade on the front of it, the giant blade to ram into other ships in space to splay them in half, this is something a little bit more of, think the pilot's helm area. The Inquisitor ship is not designed for space combat like that necessarily. Usually, some of them, the most popular ones, are usually retrofitted from even before the Horus Heresy, which is a big event that we are not going to get into.
It took them 15 books
Yeah.
to talk about it.
Yeah. So, you are all on this ship, but you have been in hibernation sleep in one of the hibernation coffins. It's a very rare thing, but you are awake. You are waking up. Your eyes are starting to flutter open. And you're looking around and you see strange lights twinkling on the wall. Not everything has come back into your memory yet. The chamber that you are in, this coffin, is now being filled with toxic fumes. What are y'all going to do? This is where we're starting y'all off.
Oh, jeez.
Can we break? Yeah, I'm gonna try and break out of mine.
All right. Probably a smart idea.
So smart, I'll be right after you.
All right. Well, let's go around the table. I'm going to ask everybody what they're going to do, how they would like to do it. Matt, you're calling out first, so we're going to start in your area, and we're going to go clockwise. So in order, that'll be Ben, Joe, then Asu. So y'all got time to think of your actions or ways that you want to handle this. You do not have your weaponry on you yet. Don't worry, I'm not going to deny it to you. You will have it soon.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try and like brute force it open.
All right. Is there a skill or something you want to try to use with that?
I'm guessing just straight strength.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that really. I'm not gonna swim out of the coffin. No, I absolutely do not succeed on that.
All right, and I'm only looking for a base. I'm not going to put you all up in -10. So Dark Heresy is also a game that is a percentile-based system. They all have stats. The goal is to roll less than that. So you're struggling as you try to bash through the wall, pushing on it, trying to hit it of yours. Going next to Ben.
So you said we didn't have our weapons. Do we have our other gear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because
You guys got other gear?
oh yeah. So training immediately kicking in. Still kind of in like a half awake, like flailing. Dietrich is going to, reach down to like a belt clip or something, fumble for a gas mask respirator, and frantically, put that on and take a few deep breaths there. It does not completely protect me. It just gives me a big bonus against the gas.
All right.
I know this is the grim dark of the, the dark age of mankind, but is there an emergency release in these things?
If you wish to try to fumble with that for a moment, I will let you do. How about your intelligence? Go ahead and give me a base intelligence roll.
I got 28 out of 36. So that's
Awesome.
a success.
You reach down. You know where the emergency is, and it has no power to it currently. If you understand how to work with mechanics or any form of technology, you can try and possibly hotwire it open. Do you want to do that, or do you want to take a moment to think about it and pass it on to Asu?
Well, as a hive worlder, I do have some degree of tech use, so I can potentially try to figure out how to bypass this.
All right, go with that tech use. And I think that runs off your intelligence as well.
Yeah, it does.
All right, one more roll. Let's do it.
No, not anywhere close. Not this time.
All right. You pop off the panel, and you think something like might have slid as you started fumbling with it, and you're like, "Oh, great!" So it's going to take you a moment longer if that's the route you're going. Asu, what are you going to be doing?
So first, I would like to, when I look out of this hibernation pod, am I able to look out?
It is a small window. Like, think maybe, as the saying goes, from here up is Mozart. Yeah.
Sort of like the pods from Fallout 4?
Exactly.
Okay. That's sort of what I was thinking. Okay. Looking through it, what do I see out of it?
You see a room filled with other of these hibernation pods. You see a doorway that is irised close.
Okay. All right. Then I am also going to try and brute strength my way out. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Okay. To be sure, was that strength or was that weapon skill?
It's going to be strength right now. Unless you actually have a fighting style or a melee style that would allow you to access that just brute strength.
So looking on in the inside of here, are there any loose pipes or anything I might be able to unscrew and turn into like a club?
I'm gonna say, give me a perception check. If you succeed, I will say that there's something in there that you could use like that.
Okay, so that is 57. That is too high. I fail.
All right. So going back around, back to Matt. Thoughts? What are you going to continue to do?
Well, I don't know all these fancy things about like technology and such, but I'm gonna see. I'm not smart. No. I'm just gonna keep beating on it. See if there's like maybe a way I could pry even just the window, the glass off or open at all. And see if there's anything I can do with that.
All right. So let's go ahead and you're like trying to get to the glass.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think. Go ahead and go with the intelligence on that one.
No.
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 All right. Hey, Sock, if you want to tell Babcom that if he wants to use their donation, or if they want to use their donation for maybe a little bit of help for our players here, they probably would love that. So, but going on, back to Dietrich.
Yeah, so Dietrich, like wheezing through the gas mask, is going to try and look around a little bit, and also try to just brute force my way out.
All right. Oh.
Yeah, kind of like hands against the sides of the tube and like sort of kicking outwards.
Thank you, Babcom. A power fluctuation suddenly happens. Like the room lights up, the coffins light up briefly, and the door opens just the slightest bit, now venting the toxic fumes. Add a plus 10 to your stat when you consider your roll.
All right, plus 10 strength. Let's go. With the plus 10, it makes it. It would not have otherwise.
The door, this kind of jerks for a moment. The hinge breaks on it. You see the paper talisman that was on that hinge go with it as it flies off. Sometimes you got to hold these things together with prayer. So, going around then, Joe.
I'm gonna try to fumble with this emergency panel that I found inside again.
All right. One more time, and plus 10 because of that power fluctuation.
Hey. With the plus 10, I make it.
Nice. All right. For you, as that power fluctuation happens, the doors pop further forward and open outwards a little bit. Think almost like the wings of a insect opening up. And the room, for both of you that are now out in the open, there's flashing lights. There's the sound of a siren now. That before the hibernation chamber was kind of muffling. Now it is this blaring in your ears. Going on though, with Asu.
All right. I am going to try. I'm going to grab both sides just as hard as I can.
All right, you get that plus 10, and you're doing your strength again. Or I would let it also be toughness, since you're almost risking yourself with that.
Okay, I would like to take that toughness then.
All right.
Okay, so that would be. I'm trying to remember how D10s. Oh yeah. Oh okay. That is 12, so I definitely get that.
Yes, there you go. All right. You lean forward and bash it open. Thank goodness this one, kind of the glass panel in front of you, it just flies off. So you're able now to climb your way out of the hole for the first half top of it. And finally back to Matt. You're no longer in necessary immediate danger.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it one more go on like brute forcing it open. I'm pretty sure I loosened it earlier. Okay. So what happens in the system on a critical failure?
You roll a 100?
Yeah. Yeah. Today is obviously the day that my dice absolutely hate me.
Let me just double check, because I don't think it does anything too necessarily horrible to you, unless you were using a weapon.
Yeah, not on skill checks.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good.
Just making sure. No, you are okay. I will say that, however, 3 of your companions are now out, and the 4 of you together. Matt, go ahead and make another roll with a plus 30 to the test. Because
now I roll under my base skill. It's good.
There you go. You all pull it open and you're able to come out finally. So that is part of the mechanics. For every person you have assisting you on a test, add a 10.
Awesome. That's perfect.
Bonuses are very important here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god, yes.
Let me see really quick. So they just want me to go ahead, and I'm going to see what I can do about bumping everyone up again. Matt, can you talk really quick?
Yeah. I'm still here, and just gonna keep talking at this level.
That's good. I'm going to lower my volume for everything else a moment so that my sounds are not too overpowering. And then I will have my players do a really quick sound check. Going around Asu really quick.
All right. The God Emperor of all mankind is a pretty cool guy, or he used to be. He's not so much now, but
All right.
you know,
Good. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. Ben, really quick.
Come on, people. Gas masks are part of your standard kit.
Good. And
Didn't bring a gas mask?
Joe, really quick.
They didn't have gas masks on the high world.
Perfect.
No.
There we go. I got everybody turned up now. That should be better out there. All right. You find yourselves now in a chamber. Your mind, hibernation sleep, oftentimes dulls the senses, dulls the mind. You're not exactly certain how long you may have been in this chamber. As far as you know, you finished a mission, you got in the chamber, you were off on another. And so not all your memories are fully back. You're not even certain what the name of the Inquisitor was you were working for. So, but you're in a room, semi-unfamiliar, an irised closed door, power fluctuating, and this horrible wailing sound of a siren. Around your various coffins, you find foot lockers with the rest of your equipment inside. And because we had a absolutely massive donation given with your, for the GM special, you're not only going to find your equipment, but give me one moment here, everybody. Let me actually look it up here if my eyes will actually read the small print. I gotta lean back a little bit, sorry. There we go. There is... Everybody, you get a power sword, and you get a power sword, and you get a power sword.
oh,
Damn.
nice.
Yes, there's
Okay.
a power sword in
Uh-oh.
each one of your cabinets. It is a 1d10 plus 5 weapon that does electrical damage. It is balanced and it has a power field. So those are your
So-
special abilities with it.
I have had several players die from power weapons. Their own, I should say.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Just quickly, it's not considered primitive, right?
It falls under melee weapon. Let me look up the specifics for it.
Okay, just because I have melee weapon training primitive.
Alright.
Power weapons are
Oh.
their own class.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
power weapons are their own class.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Can still cleave through stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Still basically a lightsaber.
I can still do a spicy bonk.
Spicy. Alright.
I think you get like a -10 to your roll with it, though.
Yeah, without the ability. So, and be sure to tell me if you fail on that one.
Absolutely.
So, iris closed door, chamber that is roughly a 20 foot by 20 foot square. Lights and power flashing, slight whiffs of smoke escaping from the vents. There is a transfer vent as well above the door. But how would y'all like to handle this situation? What are y'all's thoughts? What are y'all doing?
How big is the transfer vent?
Big enough that a person can crawl through it. It's about a good 3 foot by 3 foot.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start climbing up there. Like, I'm not waiting for anything to tell anybody to tell me what to do.
Bringing all your stuff with you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know
All
the
right.
very first thing I would do as soon as I opened my foot locker and saw my low sticks, just immediately patting it against the palm of my hand and Of course it would be like this. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have the contortionist ability?
I do not.
Because essentially you are going to need to grab a hold of it and climb through.
So I do have climb, so I felt confident about getting up there at least.
All right. Go ahead and make that climb roll.
Oh yeah, Now I can roll. That works.
All right. You all watch as the conscript grabs a hold of this vent and this pulls it open. It seems like something has happened where even the screws at the base were rattled off. And it just pulls it up and open and climbs through. It goes about 2 feet, and you will essentially exit out into the hallway on the other side of that door if you go that way.
Yeah, once I like hit the ground, I'm gonna pull my las gun and kind of like sweep the hall, and then like try and open the door on this end if there's any way to do that, but I'm not sure that there is.
You see nothing. You do not see people, which is not too unusual, but literally you see no example of there having been people. It is a empty hallway. Perhaps even, and here's one of the things it tells you, you see little pieces of wax that were once a part of the various talismans and seals everywhere on the wall, and the paper is ripped off.
They're ripping the purity seals? Monsters.
So, that said, one moment. And also, just for my people out there, if you do drop a mob on my players or utilize that action, please let me know, because interesting things could happen. All right. The rest of you, though, you've watched the conscript has just exited the room, fallen outside the door. What are y'all going to do? Are you going to follow, or are you going to find another way out of the room?
It actually takes Dietrich a second to get all of his weapons. Because like he opens this locker and there's a fire axe that he kind of slings over his shoulder, las gun, las pistol, double barrel shotgun. Did anyone lose a power sword? Because if not, I'm taking this. It ties it off to his belt, and turns around and notices the other guardsman's missing.
All right. The alarm is just continuing to blare in all your ears as well as while you're in there. So you're getting your equipment together. Was anybody else going to be doing anything while that's happening?
I'd like to look for any kind of control panel or any kind of, like maybe there's what's it called? It's like just like a data slate. Anything that
Yes.
might have been.
There
around.
is a control panel beneath the an ornamental skull, not a servitor, but it's on the wall near the door. So,
All right. I'd like to see if I can pull up any information about what, like if there's a general alert, like are we being boarded? Is there a power failure? Anything that, the average person could access on one of these things.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me that roll with that tech use.
That's an 11 out of 36. So.
All right. You pull up that the ship was in transit in warp. In the void. The ship has suffered catastrophic hull damage. Exposure to, vacuum, ? And on top of that, there's not much more information that is given. Multiple systems are down. All on system backups. That the access to even the fusion core is gone.
I'm gonna turn to my two friends behind me and say, "The ship is fucked. We need to go." Where'd the other guy go? I lost track of him. Weren't there three of you like 5 seconds ago?
Dietrich points with his hands he's got kind of shaky hands, but he points towards the dangling creaky vent that our barrel welder leapt through.
That figures, I guess, but I prefer to take the door, and I'm gonna try to open the door.
All right. Are you doing so with the electronics, trying to use the pad to see if you can open the door that way?
I would. Yeah. Uziel would try that first.
All right.
Very quickly, how much do we know about Eve? How long have we four been working together?
Like I said, not all memories are back, but I would say that you are aware of each other and have worked with each other before.
Just watching him go up to the panel, I'd also walk up with my arbitrator ID in hand and say, if all of your fiddle fucking around doesn't work, I've got my identification.
Okay. And actually, the door slides open, and everybody, give me a will check.
Oh, that's great.
That's not my good stat. Oh,
Yeah.
this time.
Oh, hey.
I just barely passed. Skin of my teeth.
Yeah, I succeeded. I got a 1.
Same. 5.
All right. Did anybody fail?
I don't believe so.
Wow. Good job,
Lucky us.
everybody.
Right? Like, woo.
Fun
Yakking me today,
times.
Zinch.
So, I owe some people a rhyme. You find yourself in a hall with nobody around at all. And I guess you should ask yourself which way to go. Is it that way or that way? Where so? That's kind of sucked, but that's what I'm going to do for y'all.
There we go.
John,
Hey.
did you see the mob spawn in chat, by the way?
Ooh, yay, thank you very much. Who gave us that mob spawn?
It was Michael via Sock Fiddler.
Well, thank you so much, Michael. Everybody make another willpower check.
No, I didn't
Uh-oh.
want that. Oh, no, that's a fail. That's a giant fail.
Also
Uh-oh.
failed.
And do y'all want to roll on the D100, or do you want me to?
The D100 for what?
Take my fate into my own hands.
Do you want to roll on the D100 or not? Do you want me to, or do you want to?
I'll do it.
I'll
I've
do
got
it.
my D100.
Roll that D100. Tell me.
That is also a fail from me before I roll this. That's an 87.
Dang, I was so close. So close. We could have had a mass possession.
Oh, of course. Of course the warp.
All right. All around you, within 100 meters, the ship buckles. You watch as the hull literally twists. And what was once a straight and flat hallway is now twisted almost like a corkscrew. Everyone who failed, You find you're going to take 1 point of damage as in this buckling, you are not able to react properly, and you fall from a certain height and just end up a little bit hurt.
Okay.
Okay. Jeez. That could have been worse.
All right, but you are out of the room now, and the siren, the door, as you exit, and the door closes behind you. The siren is now gone, and you find yourself in a long hallway of this strange make. And obviously what has occurred. You pretty much have only 2 choices for the moment. Which way do you want to go? I would let a tech use also tell you which way towards the cathedral section of the ship and which way towards the piloting section of the ship, if you want. Depending on obviously what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'd like to try to orient us if I could.
Yeah, Dietrich can help with that.
All right, then go ahead and add a 10 to your roll as y'all try and figure out where you are in the ship.
Carl's just gonna lick his finger and like stick up in the air and feel for a breeze to see if there's any air going through. Maybe.
You actually feel a little bit of a breeze driving towards your left.
I'd also like to check my chronometer. What time is it?
Oh, we'll say that it's around, military time, 400 hours.
Okay. Then just look at it. Say, all right, 0400 right now. Let's keep that in mind.
And that was a success on that
Awesome.
tech use.
You know that the towards your left is going to be the direction of the cathedral area of the ship, where usually commanders and the rest of the forces are going to be. The piloting section will be towards your right.
And you said that there's a breeze blowing toward the left?
Yes.
Towards
Well,
the cathedral?
your conscript figured that out. So, Matt, do you share that?
Yes. There's air coming from that way, and it doesn't seem bad.
No. If there's
Well-
if there's air blowing any direction on a spaceship, you want to be going the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, I checked the control panel in the hibernation coffin area, and we got hull breach alarms all over the place. So wherever there's air moving to, we need to go the opposite way.
Well, if it's
That's
coming from the right, then we gotta go left, right?
It is
Nah.
coming from your right, going to the left. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay,
Which
so the
means
breeze
that-
is right to left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which means that the air is probably venting into the void somewhere down that hallway to the left. We need to go in the opposite direction.
I look at Dietrich and say, Goggles, does that face mask of yours protect? Give you
Oh.
air?
Oh, this thing? Oh, no, it just filters out toxins.
Yeah, of course.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna? Is there a reason that I wasn't outfitted with one of those?
No, I spent some of my starting money on it. I was thinking about going for a bayonet thing, but I was like, oh, we're in space? Maybe
Wait, you
this
have-
will be helpful.
You have money?
Not anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
He took it off. He took it off a Krieg Marine. I bet.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, so I'm definitely keeping the gas mask on out of sheer paranoia. But Dietrich will also pull out the double barrel shotgun and say, all right, so are we going right?
That seems like the best idea to me.
Hey, John.
Yes.
In hibernation, do we? Does time pass still? Like, do we grow beards and such?
That is actually a good question. I think it is a cold-based hibernation based on what I've read, and so technically it's supposed to be cellular stopping. There are cases in the fiction where assassins, because most of the assassins in Warhammer are completely like gone mentally, that they will put them in a hibernation chamber, strap them to a missile, shoot them at the bad guys, and then put them back in a hibernation chamber afterwards. And bring them back, basically keeping them, for eons, and every day is war, and that's all they know.
I believe you might be thinking of the Eversor assassins.
Yeah.
Who the other reason they do that is because they pump them so full of so full of combat drugs that it basically gives them like a tenth of their normal lifespan. So they have to keep them under this sort of hibernation.
Yeah, so the idea is make them last as long as possible.
Okay. I was just curious if we had
no problem. Hey,
time passage by beard growth.
Yep. It's sadly not a good way to figure it out this time.
No, that's fair.
But yeah, so I think we're all in agreement. We're going right.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you proceed down this hallway, you stop by, or at least pass by, other doorways. Chambers that are empty. Some of them appear to be map rooms. A few of them appear to be living quarters for Voidborn. The typical, very rudimentary hammocks that just hang from pipes and other things. Sometimes shoved into large rooms, but every step of the way there's nobody.
Is stuff left like they ran out of the room, or is it all kind of like packed away like everybody was asleep?
There are things are in disarray, and as you venture further and further, there is a question that is raised in your mind of, is it possible that you survived because you were in the chambers and everyone else might have been out, and when the hull breach happened they were sucked into the void?
Plus, we would know that we, because yes, we know that we ventured through the warp. Can I roll common lore Imperium to know that hull breaches in the warp would most likely cause daemon infestations of some level?
Can you? How would you explain that? You want to roll a lore check?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That is 13, so that is a pass.
All right. You pass, and yes, you are keenly aware of that. In fact, as the thought crosses your mind, you look down the hallway, and where you see conduit with your eyes, for the briefest moment, you swear instead that you see swirling tentacles. The walls, instead of being made of metal, is now reticulated, think scales moving on the walls, as if it is a giant serpent moving alongside of it. And then you blink, and it's gone again.
Shite. I think the hull breach has caused a leak of the warp in here.
Oh, great. Oh, just fantastic. All right.
Wait. What does that mean?
Essentially because the hull's been blown open while we were in the warp, the daemons themselves are sort of sucked into the walls like bread in soup.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's exactly that. It also means we're probably, if we didn't work for the Inquisition, even if we got off this ship, we probably wouldn't be allowed to live.
Great.
We'll prove our lack of corruption in bodies, I'm sure, as I put on my brass knuckles and just unsling my rifle.
Well, we're heading to the bridge, right? If we can at least get the ship dropped out of warp, then we can hopefully shake some of this stuff off, right?
Is that voices I hear out there? You hear come from a vent nearby.
I immediately weapon on the vent.
Same.
The vent itself is probably about a 6-inch cylinder just coming up out of a portion of a floorboard nearby. Hello?
Identify yourself.
This is Conscript Davis. I'm I work on the ship. Who are you?
I'm gonna look back at Uziel and say, "Do you want to do the introductions?"
Sure. I'll call down the vent. We're agents of the Inquisition and of the Adeptus Lexicanum. Where are you, and do you know what happened here? Do you have any idea what's going on?
I was in one of the sub-levels. I was doing some minor repairs, and next thing I know, something like there's some sort of like suction, and I got yanked out of it, and I woke up, and I'm twisted up in a whole bunch of cables. I think I can get out, but I'm somewhere in the understructure of the ship. I'm amazed I haven't heard your voices.
I'm going to lean back from the vent and quietly talk to my companions. Doesn't seem like there's anything we can do for this guy, right? Like he's in the bowels of the ship, trapped up in some sort of wreckage.
Are we sure it's a guy?
No, definitely not.
I'd say, well, since they're not going to be a threat anytime soon, best to just leave them.
All right, I'll lean back over to the vent and call down. Best of luck to you, conscript. The Emperor protects.
What? No. Look. I think I can. I'm gonna make my way towards the rear of the ship. I think that one of the Inquisitor's old life rafts is there. If we can get off the ship, we can survive this, right?
If they were making repairs, possible they might understand how to pilot the lifeboat if nobody else here does.
Hang on. We still want to get to the bridge and make sure we're not still in the warp before we get to the lifeboat.
Yeah, I was about to say, would we know whether or not if we get in the lifeboat, if it'll drop us out of warp, or if we'll just get tossed into the storm, never to be seen again?
And if we don't, could I roll a common lore? I won't ask that all the time, but
No, please roll the common lore, because this game is skill limited, but they apply.
Just because I haven't played this game before, where's lore on this sheet? Because I don't see it.
It is a advanced skill that you can only get in character creation.
No, that's okay. I assumed my character knew nothing, and I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
Yeah, as guardsmen, we're pretty barren when it comes to skills.
I'm sorry, guardsmen. What do you mean guardsmen? I was like hoeing a field, and they were like, "Here's a lasgun."
yeah,
like,
a guardsman.
You look strong, lasgun.
Yeah.
So that's a 78 So I don't know.
You're not certain what to do to get this ship back out of warp, but maybe you're going the right direction at least.
It's got to be a brake, right? Just like apply the brake and you stop, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I know how to drive. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a wagon. You put a stone under the wagon wheel and bam, you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dietrich will kind of lean over to the vent. No. Davis, like, sit tight over there, because, like, we're definitely coming back for you. We just want to make sure we're not, like, still in the warp first.
And if we are, can we get out? I just really want to get out of this.
Yeah, just like a little longer. We'll be, like, right back.
If you wanted to try to make your way to the bridge of the ship, the control portion, try to link up with us there.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. Sounds great. Bye.
The Emperor protects, conscript. Keep that in mind, and you'll be fine.
Hey, John, did you see the super awesome weapon buy? Also from Michael?
No, I did not,
No.
Mr. Michael. My players are gonna love you.
Yes. I will also say, both as we walk away, I'll also, like, under my breath, the Emperor protects. But also to Dietrich, once we're far enough away that the person in the vent can't hear us, I'd say, it's not a good thing to lie to people.
Wait, we're not going back for him?
I look at Mir and say, no. I have no intention of going back for him unless it's convenient.
But why are we going to leave him behind then? Like, shouldn't we go help him?
How?
I don't know. Like, you guys are the ones that know how to push the buttons and make the flashy things happen. I just know how to pull this trigger thing.
As you're all walking along towards the bridge, you come across what looks like a cathedral. A small prayer chapel, perhaps. And wedged under a portion of the altar, which is offset just a little bit, you find our super special weapon. Guys, I like giving people weapons that you don't know if it's a good thing or not. Have a grenade launcher.
Woohoo!
Oh no!
You should not trust me with that. Just
I-
you should not.
Grenade launcher.
Honestly, me?
By the way, I'm going to say that it has 4 of its frag grenade ammo. So enjoy that and roll high.
Honestly, the second I see that, I would look at Dietrich and Mir and say, quartz partsman shear for which of you two is going to take this weapon?
I'm sorry, how do you use that?
You know what?
It-
I got it. And Dietrich will, like, pick it up and, like, look around on his person. He doesn't have a backpack. He's just got, like, all these guns strapped to him. And it's like, you know what? Actually, you hold it, and I'll grab it if I need it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just assumed that everybody else is in, like, fancy, like, armor and stuff, and I have armor, but, like, I'm dressed as Rambo, just, like, half-ripped shirt and a piece of cloth wrapped around my head, like, and just carrying around a gun. That is the only thing that I keep thinking about.
What's funny is, for me, is I just have, like, kind of a well-worn, kind of thick flak vest, and other than that, I have, like, long black robes. I'm very thin.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, Uziel's in, the typical black like semi-commissar's outfit, but he's not wearing full combat gear, just a vest.
Wow. Okay, so I am the one armored up. Never mind.
Nah,
Yeah.
Dietrich is also very armored up. He's got like street clothes, like he's got like a big overcoat, like a drab overcoat over the armor, to at least be kinda subtle. But also he's carrying. He's not a. He's tall. He's like average height, very wiry, and just the weapons add so much extra bulk to his silhouette. It's ridiculous.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting it, because now I'm just imagining that I'm just the hulking man that does nothing, just except to like swing the axe I've got. Good.
All right.
Okay.
As you're also now proceeding towards the the piloting cockpit area, we're going to go ahead and say that there's a moment where it looks like one of the conduit that makes up the wall undulates. And you all see that as it slowly seems to meld out and become a tentacle. It splays out further, and on its bottom part, like think almost a octopus tentacle, but rather than the circles that make up the suction cups, you see rows and rows of humanoid mouths gibbering and looking at you.
Yeah, I axed that. I'm
Yeah,
axing that so
Uziel
hard.
would like to shoot that immediately.
All right, so
Also,
let's go ahead
yeah.
and get ourselves a initiative going.
Oh, this is an actual initiative roll.
Oh,
do we have-
yes, my friends.
We have initiative?
Yes, you
I
do.
don't-
We're going to get into that and explain that here.
Okay.
So, to determine your initiative order, you need to roll a 1d10 and add your agility bonus, which is whatever the tens digit is of your agility.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right,
Yeah,
so
doing great.
Dietrich got a 10 on the die, +3 initiative, +1 for being a hive worlder for a total of 14.
Nice. So, guards.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
He's paranoid.
Next up, who else has their initiative ready?
I got an 8.
8 for our arbitrator, and what was that, Matt?
I got a 5.
So conscript is at 5, and trooper.
I have a 6.
All right. So before this tentacle lashes out and whatever it's going to do, guardsman, you actually can go first.
All right. How far away is this tentacle? Are we within?
You are well within range of pretty much all your weapons. It waited until you were close enough.
Okay. If we are within point blank range, then the shotgun is going to be especially nasty.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So that is going to be. I believe there's also a bonus to hit for point blank range.
Yes.
Definitely double check me on
Plus
that.
10. That's what I remember.
That sounds right. What, you
I
found it?
found the combat difficulty table. Shooting a target at point blank range is a +30.
Fun.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
So I can offer a hit. If degrees of success are going to matter, it's going to be 3, I think. And just to explain that real quick for the audience and the other players, sometimes for certain skill checks and in combat, there are degrees of success, which is for every 10 you beat your number by, you get an extra degree of success. But I definitely hit.
All right. And so how many degrees of success did you go past?
Actually, I think it's only 2.
Okay.
So
All right. So go ahead and also, so the audience understands, the target number of success is not based on the creature, it is based on their roll. So they all have weapon skills and ballistic skills, and that's what they're trying to beat, which makes this a very different game. A lot of what it takes to run this is all on the character sheet. So, with 2 degrees of success, Go ahead and roll your damage, with each one being an additional hit.
Yeah, so the shotgun is also, yeah, that's right. It's a scatter. I was scrolling back furiously to figure out what
For
that.
scatter, yeah.
Yeah. So what, does that make it 3 hits then?
Yes, it does.
All right, so the first one is going to do 7 impact damage without any penetration or anything.
Nice.
Ready for the second hit?
Yep.
The second hit is 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the third hit, ooh, that's a 10 on the damage die. What does that do?
For the damage dice, when you roll a 10, I don't think it actually... Does that increase it?
I think that's actually how how you trigger a crit, but I can't remember how they work in this one.
Yeah, I believe again, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but when you get a crit, I believe there should be a table somewhere that you roll the crit on.
There
So,
is, but this is not a humanoid enemy.
Yeah, the other thing, so when you get to critical damage, that's when you get to roll on the super nasty tables.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I'm trying to scroll back and find it. I think it's...
I think you also like flip the numbers, but I might still just be thinking of.
Oh yeah, you flip your hit roll to figure out where you hit.
Yes.
So like I got a 47 on the dice, so I would look at I would flip that to a 74,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would tell me where I actually hit the target.
Yep.
I might just be getting mixed up with the Righteous Fury thing is what I'm looking for. I think I might be getting that mixed up with 2nd edition Dark Heresy. So to keep things running, we'll just say that's 14 damage from the third and final hit.
Jeez.
No problem. And let's go ahead. And so that's going to be 30 points of damage altogether as your shotgun hits it. Now, that said, I want... guys, tell the audience what your hit points are currently.
10.
11. Or,
11.
well, currently 10.
Wow, I'm feeling great. I got 14.
Yeah.
Yep. So this blast of this shotgun would have ended any of y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Possibly twice.
Yeah.
The tentacle creature is cut in half by this blast, lands on the ground, and now think of it almost as if it has tiny vestigial arms dragging it towards your party.
John, as much as I hate to do this, a super awesome weapon has been redeemed for the tentacle.
Who is out there doing that?
Miss J. Scribbles. This will be remembered tomorrow during Fallout. Not really, but yes, she wants to fight on the side of chaos.
Well, for that, we're going to go ahead and everybody with what's happening, go ahead and this would normally drive a person crazy. Go ahead and take a point of sanity.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, insanity. Take a point. And everybody roll a will.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay.
That's my good skill.
That's a big failure.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a success for me.
I also succeeded.
All right. Well, so the people who failed were our guardsmen and our conscript, correct?
Yeah.
So, you suddenly feel the warp undulate like as this force bolt out of the tentacle, hitting the two of you, and you are now stunned for 2 rounds. And you watch as in the stun, the tentacle, for those of you who are curiously still awake, it begins to splay open and think almost like a banana peeling outwards with the skin, turning into a giant toothed mouth as it begins to try to eat the conscript. Matt, your character is going to take 4 points damage.
Does my armor apply?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I have 4 armor. You have to roll location, don't you?
Are you completely covered?
Yes.
Then I do not in this
Okay.
situation. So you are watching as this mouthy tentacle is trying to chew on him but cannot get through the armor. And now it is the arbitrator's turn. So, Uziel, what are you going to be doing?
So this tentacle is like on him. Right?
Yes.
So, okay, I'm gonna shoulder this. I'm gonna let the shotgun fall in its sling, and pull out my knife, and try to tear at this thing with my knife.
All right. So that'll be your weapon skill.
That's a success. Only just, but it is a success.
All right.
I appreciate you rolling successes while you stab things on me.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's only 3. Well, wait, no. Then I add my strength to
Yes.
it.
Your
Yes.
strength bonus, yeah.
Strength bonus. Which is
Okay,
the
well
tens
then-
digit.
Yeah, 6.
6 total?
That's it.
All right.
Unless I can't do 2 of those attacks.
It
I don't remember. Is it?
is
Extended
that a
attack.
simple, or let me look really quick. If that's a simple action and not a complex action, yes, you can. Just verifying really quickly in our combat action lookup.
Yeah, standard
wish my-
attack is half action.
There you go. You get one more. So you can try and stab it again.
I miss.
Oh no.
All right. And with that, go ahead and roll your damage.
The second one missed. The first one was 6 damage.
Second one, go ahead and roll your damage, though.
Oh no.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Uh-oh.
5.
All right, Matt, you take 1 point of damage, and I'm going to say it's to your arm.
Left or right?
We'll go with your left for now.
Okay.
All right, and onwards we go. We have our next person in initiative. So that'll be the trooper. Trooper! Pardon me as my voice gets a little bit hoarse, guys. I have been fighting a lost voice all week. I got it back today for the stream. Thank everything in the universe.
The Emperor protects.
All right, so what'd you get? Or what are you going to be doing for our trooper? That's,
Oh,
yeah, Simbra.
Right, that's
Yes.
me. I'm
That's
sorry.
you.
I am also going to let my rifle fall with its sling.
Mm-hmm.
Pull my club, and I'm gonna give it a regular bonk.
Smart. Go for it.
Okay, so that is 1 degree of success.
All right. So with that 1 degree of success, go ahead and roll your damage.
Yoke. That is altogether 6.
All right. And so that was just your standard melee attack. Do you want to go ahead and get another one in?
Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and roll another attack then.
Okay, so that is
And thank you so much, Avery, for that for another $100 donation. Thank you so much.
that is 2 degrees of success.
2 degrees of success. In this case, because of this weapon, it won't generate a stronger hit, unless I think you got 3 degrees of success higher. But go ahead and roll your damage.
Altogether, that is 12.
Altogether between both attacks, 12 total.
No, between both. So let's see, 6. That would be 18.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. The creature, like, kind of gives that shivery death kind of rattle and releases. It will take you a moment for your group to peel your companion, this conscript mirror, out of this creature. And I think that it's at this moment that we're going to take a very short little bathroom break. We're about an hour and a half into the show. When we return, we'll talk about where we are with everyone. All right? See y'all very soon. 1 second here. Don't go anywhere. And again, thank you so much. Let us know. I think that was Avery. Please let us know in the chat what you'd like to buy the group. I think I owe y'all another uber cool weapon again, don't I?
We got the grenade launcher.
Got the grenade launcher, but then I think we had another one came in right after that. So we'll be back giving y'all some cool stuff. All right? See y'all soon.
and heard the cats. You heard all of the cats.
Can't hear me. Oh, we're going to...
Uh-oh.
So a little bit starting over. Sorry about that. And that's why we do this. That's why we always usually do our Hello Twitch, can you hear us seance call. Everybody should be able to hear me now, though. But hi, so my name is John, and I'm part of the leadership here at Rook and Rasp. As I joked that you could not hear me, I said if anything could be called leadership here. I make the layouts for the streams and the trailers, and pretty much just try and get people off the ground and help them, do stories and enjoy themselves. We're more of a community here than an actual channel. But that said, community means a lot because I have been told that so far this, since we started this morning at 10:30, we are now over $600 for this charity marathon. So everyone, thank you so much for everything that you're doing to help out Carol and her family. We're going to go ahead and continue on with our game. I'm going to go ahead and make sure everybody knows trigger warnings, which are obviously horror, cosmic horror, death, dismemberment, and blood, and a lot of it is very possible. So,
Leaving guys in holes and not feeling bad.
yeah,
It feels a little bad.
some definitely adult themed content, not meaning necessarily nudity, but obviously things that we are sometimes too uncomfortable to talk about. That said, I am avoiding the issues that 40K has. We are not going to be addressing the sexism, racism, or gender issues that are sometimes discussed in this property. Those are not a part of how I run it. So just tossing that out there too. That said, let me take a sip of my drink and we're going to get back in. My friends, you finally are able to shake off that warp burn. You have the control of your facilities back. And at your feet now is this thing. Wherever you blasted it off at, with the shotgun blast, the portion of the tentacle that was there, that it was a part of, is gone. All that is left is this tip that is the size of a human being.
So it was the wall and then became a tentacle, or it ripped out of the wall?
Yes.
I don't like that answer.
Warpy
John.
nonsense. Yeah.
Okay.
I know,
Well,
not exactly the answer anybody wants.
First thing Dietrich is going to do is crack open the double-barrel shotgun, eject the used shell, and slide in another one.
Nice.
Probably smart.
Yes.
And we did see that there was no the donation was for the tentacle. It was not for more weapons for our group, so we do have that covered. But going forward, so
We should keep going.
Yeah, carefully step around the orb creature and keep moving.
I'm gonna look over the group and then I'm just gonna go. I guess I've got point, don't I?
No, I can take point if you want, or we could both take point. I mean,
No. You take point. You can be the one that want to next time.
yeah. No, I mean, I got experience in this kind of thing. Dietrich will nervously step to the front with the shotgun.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and I'm gonna say awareness going forward. Now, y'all are definitely,
Oh, I have that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
Still no.
I don't have that.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That
failed at
is-
that too.
By one, that is a success.
Failure.
You proceed, and there comes a point where It looks like it's a large bay, perhaps for a forward shuttlecraft that would be down below. But you literally are just walking out on this run. This hallway is now a elevated runway over the top of this chamber, taking you further and further towards the front. And as you make your continued strides, you look down over the edge, and you see about 20 or 30 soldiers, or at least their remains. They are parading through the hall down below you. Portions of their heads missing, arms missing. There's one of them that, and again, guys, graphic content warnings. As this trooper, the remains of it are walking, it appears that he was disemboweled. And as he's walking over his own bowels, stepping on them and pulling them further and further out of his own guts. You are now over the top of them. And you... I will say this, you all have a moment to try and be as quiet as possible. Everybody roll me a silent moves.
Is that an advanced skill?
It is a basic skill, second from the bottom.
I see it now. Yeah, I see it. All right, I'm going to have a -10 on this one. Oh, but we got it.
The poor conscript just looks over the side and loudly goes, "What the fuck?" I feel terribly. I feel real bad.
What's funny is same. So as you say that, I'm just right next to you, like, by the Emperor's beard. What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't make it either. I also just felt, oh no, we're dead.
So, like, Dietrich was already sneaking and just didn't look down because I failed the awareness thing. So everyone else is like, oh my god, and all this stuff. And Dietrich, like, whirls around like, shh.
All right.
Still completely oblivious.
So those of you who failed, who all failed their stealth? All right.
Yeah, definitely failed it, yeah.
Matt, you looked over the edge.
Yeah.
The one that was walking on its intestines grabs a handful of it and throws it at you, whipping it around your neck.
Can I dodge that?
Let's see in a moment. I don't think, yeah. I will actually, you know what? Let's go for it. Go ahead and try and dodge that really quick.
Not that my agility is any good, but oh, it's good enough. That's a 12. Yeah, I dodge.
Asu, for the trooper, one of them turns and looks at you, a portion of its head missing, its eye not in its socket, if you can call that looking, grabs a knife off of its side and throws it in your direction. Give me a dodge roll.
I do not have dodge, but let's...
What?
So that is a success.
Good.
Just barely. Less.
All right. And finally, we're going to say that with your arbitrator, let's say that one of them, I'm trying to think what would be a weapon that they would have in this state. I'm actually going to say that they are now aware of your team, and they begin to pile on top of each other to try and come up to you. What are y'all going to do?
Oh, I know. I'm going to turn the grenade launcher down at them and fire it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dietrich is going to be pointing and snapping, encouraging you to do that. Like, do the thing, do the thing.
I would like to, because now that I've read the rules slightly, I'm going to take a full-out attack on this,
Okay, good idea.
so that I don't blow us up, hopefully.
Oh, well, you never know. That could happen.
Yeah, right?
So with ranged weapons, you can aim. I don't know if that's...
Not with,
is that...
yeah.
not necessarily with the grenade launcher. Well, you can aim to get your bonus, yes.
Yeah.
Does the grenade launcher let me do full auto? I'm kidding.
It might actually. It might be that kind of grenade launcher.
Well-
Let me check and see.
Well, with only 4 rounds, I can't imagine you'd get very far with it anyway.
You don't
Okay,
need
it's
to.
single only. So
Okay. So, no,
Okay.
I want to do the full-out attack if I can. It just says that it gives me plus 20 weapon skill, and I can't... Oh, that's weapon skill.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, then I will aim as a half action, and then fire it. So that'll give me a plus 10. Hey!
All right.
So, do I get degrees of success was 2, because I was like 20 something under. I don't know if it does anything on the grenade launcher though.
Well, I will, for degrees of success, let's go ahead and say, just because it's a one-shot, we're having fun, I would say per degree of success, go ahead and roll another d10.
Fantastic.
I
So
will
what's the
not do
normal
that to
damage
you
on
with the
that?
bad guys, but the thing is that at the same time, just wait.
What does the grenade launcher normally do damage-wise?
2d10.
So frag grenades are 2d10.
Oh, okay, cool. So let's call that 21 damage.
Awesome. Roll me a d10.
8.
Are you serious?
I am. What I hit?
Oh, it's all blurred out.
Oh, geez.
Oh no!
The platform at your
Oh.
feet?
Nice. Nice.
I'm gonna be nice because that would just kill all of you. And technically, it hits the ground at your feet and rolls over back behind you and falls off behind you on the other side of the walkway. Because technically, that is a part of this game. It is not like Rambo or other grenade launchers that we've seen in cinema. This is literally the way it describes it. You shoot, it lands, and it rolls.
Okay.
And so, yeah, because that's what actually creates that degree of where does it hit around what you're aiming at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you all see him, and in this moment, you're like, yeah, hits the ground, and the power of it just bounces off and goes behind you, hitting nowhere near the bodies. What are y'all going to do at this point? They are still continuing to crawl up to you. They will be at the platform next round.
I'm gonna like hold the grenade launcher out for someone else to take it because clearly I cannot be trusted.
And Dietrich will happily grab it, aim it, and fire it down as well. Probably going to have to use a half action to grab it, so I will not be aiming before I fire.
Yeah.
That would be a miss.
Yay!
It's a miss, but roll that roll that d10 because it's still got to go somewhere.
That's 6.
6. Let me look.
Oh no!
Sock Fiddler wants us to know that the GM has a couple of super secret specials available that you wanted to redeem.
All right, so 6. It's going to hit to the side of them. And it blows up about a third of the pile that was growing. And they swing over and collapse as a group. But the thing is that they're still moving. That said, super secrets. For this one, when it falls over and you look down below, you see a black clad with Inquisitor crusted power armor. It's down there with them in an alcove.
That's not good. That's real bad, right? That.
I mean, somebody
No,
could get
we
it.
shouldn't be anywhere near that. It's excellent shot, guardsman. Great job. Now let's run bravely toward our objective.
Let us make a backwards retreat. A backwards advance
Yes.
is the...
All right, so y'all are running down the hallway towards the pilot's area.
Yeah.
I will hand the grenade launcher back to Carl first.
Yeah. We're conscript.
All of you, go ahead and give me a. I'm trying to think what would be a good one in this case. Just go ahead and give me a base agility.
That's
It's
a miss.
a real bad fail.
That is a success.
Failure. I didn't make it either.
It's a fail from me.
All right. You all arrive at a bulkhead. It is blocked off. The two of you who failed, you're in back.
Okay. Oh no.
Okay. Oh, no.
You hear the sound of think almost that sound of a chainsaw starting up at the far end of that hallway.
I turned to look where the chainsaw noise came from.
That hall is now at the far end is dark, and you see a menacing pair of red eyes. And it is now walking down that hall, that sound continuing with you. That sound of that chainsaw. You swear that in that sound there is a sound of it rending flesh as well. That sound of the wet, sloppy kind of, tone that it is going through something.
I'm at the back because I'm one of the ones that failed.
I'm also at the back right there with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to push past and get to the door. Be like, just shoot at it. Let me try to open this.
All right, I got you covered.
All right, I will
I'll do
also
it.
shoot at it.
I'm gonna grab my las gun for this one.
All right.
And actually, I think I would like to call out before, just because we saw the Inquisitor armor in the other room, I'm just gonna call out before I start blasting. Hey, Inquisitor, if that's you, you better say so.
Okay. I'm going to say this. It is walking. You have 3 rounds before it arrives to you.
If there's no response after the first round, I'll start blasting.
All right.
Same.
Let's go ahead and
Alright.
get that tech use check if you're trying to get through that door. I'm looking for 2 degrees of success.
I only just succeeded. I didn't get 2 degrees.
All right. So you got 1 success. You're going to need to get 1 more. Think of it as an extended test. Second round. Those of you who are going to start firing, fire away.
All right, I'm gonna do a semi-auto burst. There it is.
I'm gonna do a take aim first, and then a single shot. And that would be a success. No degrees of success.
All right. So you got a success, and you're
Yeah,
go ahead and
I'll,
get your damage. Matt, what is your character going to do?
I'm also firing, and I got a degree of success. So I got a 26 on a 36. Is that just 1 success? or is that
Technically, well, it's a degree of success. Certain weapons are going to give you extra. Not all of them do.
Oh yeah, no, this does nothing.
So.
So yeah,
All right.
I hit.
Let's see.
And flexing biceps, good eye on that music if you recognize what's going on.
What's the what range is the guy at, or like how far?
We're gonna say that they are. Let me look here really quick. As far as range goes, we're gonna say that they are right at about 60 meters.
Okay, so I think that's short range. 'Cause don't forget those range bonuses.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, we get
yeah.
range bonuses?
Yeah. So like I said, with the shotgun, I had like a plus 30 because we were right up on it. So.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. So then I would also
so that'd
be at
2
a
degrees of
point blank.
success. Or so if it's. So I think the
60
last
meters.
gun's like a 30 meter range. Or no, it's 100 meters. So
There you go.
The long lads is 150.
yeah, your long las is a sniper rifle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because long.
Oh yeah. Okay, so less than half. Yeah, so
man.
yeah, so this guy's just outside of short range of our las gun, but the long las is within short range.
Okay, then I definitely hit.
Okay.
All right,
Then I think
roll up that damage.
And I also got a hit with 1 degree of success, so nothing too fancy.
I did 9.
Okay, we get my pencil back out.
I technically would have gotten 2 degrees of success because of the short range. So I think that's 7 from me.
I'm only doing 5 damage.
Okay. So 5, 9. And for the weapon that you were using, Asu, do you know if it had... Like I said, most weapons don't have the degree of success. The shotgun is one of the few that do. Shotgun, bolters... Yeah.
If you're using it on semi-auto, then like I think it's for every 2 degrees you get an extra hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is only a single fire weapon, so I guess
Yep.
not.
Sorry.
It's a bolt
But
action
if we
rifle.
get another super secret, I will give y'all a better weapon.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Interesting.
All right. Did I get all the damage from everybody on that? I know I got a 9, I got a 5. Who am I missing?
Me with the 7.
7. There we go. All right.
There was another super secret
Oh, there is?
redeemed already. Yep.
2 redeemed for the stream. Oh, so I get 1 more. Okay. What will I give y'all? Because I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to say you can't find it right now.
Oh, look, behind this bulkhead. In this
Yes, absolutely. We're having fun.
The guy Davis from the vent just shows up and is like, "Oh, I made it here. Here's this storm bolter," and then we have to execute him for heresy because you're not allowed to touch an Astartes. Touch an Astartes bolter if you're not Astartes.
Wait. That's heresy, really?
The
Yeah,
Empire,
it's-
or the Imperium is very, very picky about who gets to touch their coolest stuff.
And to be fair,
I mean,
it's
they-
possible that the machine spirit might also be very picky. So it's like, on the one hand, it's A,
I'm
you're
like-
not an Astartes, and B, the machine spirit will get mad at you. If
Okay. Y'all better share the glory on this, but I'm going to have some fun.
Okay.
Enjoy a heavy bolter.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's gonna take all of us to carry that thing around. Oh, man.
If you can get it up together, it's 2d10 explosive damage on that thing with a rate of fire of 10. So you have a chance to really do some massive damage if you get those degrees of success. And don't forget, you can help each other hold that thing and get a plus 10 to your assistance. I'll let that happen.
Oh, that's right, because these are, because bolters are like...
And to bring it
enormous.
into existence, it is over on the side of the wall. You would have thought it was a crate or something just laying there near the bulkhead door. And then you take a second look and you're like, no, that's got a barrel on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a heavy bolter.
So, but let's go ahead and get our next tech use open to see if that door can get open.
That was a success with no extra degrees. It's just a straight success.
All right. But that gets it, because I was looking for 2 total on the successes. As an extended action, the door comes open, and you can all move through, but the door is still open. You now also have this bolter. What are y'all going to do on your 3rd round? He is going to be on you after this round.
Honestly, once we see that, I would look at Dietrich and Mira and be like, "We've got to get that weapon up right now." But imagine I said it in a Scottish
accent. I will pick it up and hold it, much like on my shoulder or whatever I need to.
Dietrich will kind of run behind to grab the controls, grab like the trigger, everything, and be like, "All right, man, you're gonna want to cover your ears."
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna ask this. Asu, are you gonna help them, or are you going to do a separate action?
I am also going to help them because most likely this is going to need my help too.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to aim?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So aim, and then you got 2 people helping you. So that is, plus 20 from their help. Let's see what happens. And then while that's going on really quick, for Joe, with your arbitrator, what are you going to be doing?
God, that thing has a chainsaw. I don't know that. Does this look like a blast door?
Yes.
Like, would it take a moment for that thing with the chainsaw to get through the door?
Yeah, if it was a power sword, it could probably have a chance to get to you. That chainsword is not going to let it come through that bulkhead.
Okay, well, I'm going to have my super secret power sword drawn in one hand, and the other hand on the other side of the door, ready to slam the door closed as soon as these 3 come through it. Because I don't know that one round with that bolter is going to kill it.
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah.
It's either going to be absolutely amazing, or it is going to be the worst thing we've ever seen.
So it is also within 60 meters, so I get the plus 10 for short range too.
Yep.
So that's a plus 30 total. That is a 3.
Nice.
Whoa! What's your degrees of success on that?
That would mean 6 degrees of success, which means 6 hits with it on
So
full
6
auto.
times 2d10.
Yeah. And
Wait,
10-5. So we are rocking and rolling with this thing.
All right, I just want to know what the total damage is on that.
Oh yeah.
Because
All
that
right,
was.
so- oh man. All right. First hit's a 19.
Jeez.
Second hit is a way less impressive 4. 10, 9. I think this is number 5. That's a 6. Okay. No, that is a 9. 17
All right.
and 9. And none of us can hear anything anymore.
Yeah.
For the non-40K fans in the audience, bolt guns are basically big, blocky, and they fire pretty much micro grenades. It's rapid-fire explosive rounds.
Yeah, so being gyrojet rounds, they would come out and then they would come out of the barrel and then immediately the solid state fuel would ignite.
Yeah.
So there's 3 explosions for each shot that fires.
Yeah, and there is no. There's also no. Chance that it's gonna roll somewhere else. There is no like the grenade launcher or throwing a grenade that it did not hit. So a massive concussion as all these these bolters, this hit one after another, striking this thing in the chest. Explosion, filling the door, filling the hallway. You feel the heat on you for a brief moment, and you're standing there, and the helmet rolls into the door, landing at all of your feet.
Nice.
A portion of a head is still inside of it. Portions of green tentacles dangle out of it.
Ooh.
And you hear a voice from its mouth. But guys, you want me to meet you here. What happened?
Oh, man. Dietrich is like, oh, man. Oh, I am so, oh, man.
All of y'all take
this
one
is all
more.
kinds of bad.
All of y'all take one more point of sanity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything y'all are going to do with it?
Oh,
Could
yeah,
I?
that's right.
Yeah, could I just kick that thing back down the hallway?
Absolutely.
Just
Nope.
like full like soccer wind-up kick. Just punt it down the hallway as hard as I can.
That's a good call.
It goes back into the smoke from whence it came. I'm guessing you're closing the door?
Once everyone's through, yeah. I don't know if you guys want to try to drag that boulder around.
Do
with
we
us,
want to
but-
drag the heavy bolter with us, or do we want to leave it on the other side?
You know what? Let's bring it just to be safe.
Yeah, we'll at least drag it to the other side of the door first.
Yeah, we can leave it on the other side of this big locked door.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We should probably carry it, since most likely this heavy bolter is probably at least a couple millennia old. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah. One of us carries the big backpack, the other one is cradling the weapon.
Yeah.
As you proceed down this pathway, this tunnel leading you further and further towards the cockpit, you look out. It's like it narrows. All the rooms that were once alongside of it, as you were proceeding, the different, it's very obvious you're getting near the front of the ship, because on these strange ships, it's like it just kind of collapses further and further down the further you go, and you begin to see windows, large windows in a cathedral style looking out. Reddish light comes from out there. Is anyone going to purposefully look?
Yep, I don't know any better.
Quite the opposite. Growing up in a space hulk and a space void ship, I know, like, the second I see even like a little bit of the color, I go, nope.
Right.
Well, I just rolled to see how smart Uziel was. He's not very smart. He would at least look just to see what it was.
Both of you those of you who looked may make an awareness check first.
Oh, look, something I'm skilled at. Oh, look, I did not roll my skill. No, I failed.
Oh.
All right. Roll a D100 for me, Matt.
Sure. 73.
73. You swear, as you look out the window, if you've ever seen The Shining, the scene in the hallway where the blood just pours out of the elevator doors. Thank you. You see that. No one else does. Coming out of that window towards you.
I will quickly back up and move out of the way of all of the blood.
All
and
right.
just God!
As soon as you step back, I'm gonna put a hand on your back and go, it's a machination of the warp. Just keep moving forward. I don't know what you've seen, but I know how this works.
And for Arbitrator Uziel, what did you get for your awareness?
I failed. I didn't. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll on that D100.
36.
36. All right. Don't worry. I want to stress this. Don't worry. I believe in character. Your ability to control your character. But guys, for the other three, for 8 seconds, you do not see Arbitrator Uziel. It is as if he is winked out of existence. 8 seconds later, you are back. You have no idea that you disappeared, but everybody else react.
No, there he is.
What happened? Where'd you go?
What do you mean? We were just walking through. I looked out the window there, and this just. What do you mean?
And then you disappeared, like literally.
I was here the whole time.
I'll jab a finger into your chest and say, "Don't you go walking away. Don't you do that again."
First off, trooper.
Oh.
All right, you want to play games?
I really want to tell y'all the name of what just happened, just because it has got to be the worst name I've ever heard for anything in a game. That was called chronological incontinence.
There's not a lot of incontinence I've ever wanted, but I think I want that one the least.
I'm like, okay, well, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Black Library, for coming up with that term. So, after that moment, I will say this. Both of you realize something else that is equally terrifying. You realize that the ship is spinning. And I don't mean corkscrew. I mean rear to head spinning like this through the warp. The points of that you can look out the window and see, you know that the ship is just spinning like that. And it feels, trajectory-wise, it feels like you're moving forward. And more than likely, your inertial dampeners and your fake gravity that is being produced by the gravity wells on the ship are all that's keeping you from being turned into a blender.
Jeez.
This is why I hate space.
Yeah,
I hate space so much.
Yeah, bored, I guess.
Hate open spaces. Like, just... tunnels are where it's at, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. Space is too big.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Ugh. And Dietrich is just gonna make his way back up to the front of the group with the shotgun again.
For the most part, this is what you find as you finish this walk down this hallway. Ahead of you is this bulkhead door, but if you've ever been on a ship, you know that this is where the Void pilot is.
Okay. What's the state of this area? Any dead? Anyone still alive?
You have seen no evidence of anyone this entire time.
Except for poor Davis.
Yep.
Yeah.
And other things, yeah.
Poor Davis.
We should be able to control the ship from here.
Well, I mean, we can get it out of warp at least.
Yeah, control the ship from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use a very loose definition of the word.
So, like, should I knock? Like, do you think any of the pilot or the astropath or anyone's still in there?
I mean, it can't hurt to knock, can it?
You're right.
I'll step kind of far back with my hunting rifle pointed at the door,
Dietrich
ready for
will
whatever
just
happens.
gently tap 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 on the door.
The moment you touch the door, it just you touch it the first tap, and before you even get the second tap, it slides open right in front of you, rapidly.
Oh.
You see the strange controls splaying from one end of the room to the other. Think, if you've ever seen the movie Alien, what they call the cathedral room, with all the little glowing buttons and lights everywhere. Somehow, a Voidborn in here, utilizing their knowledge of psychic energy in the warp, is able to guide ships and interact with all of this. In the center of this room, you see one person. He seems to be standing there almost on his tiptoes. His head thrown back, his mouth open. Is there anything you're going to do before you walk in there?
Is he making any noise?
Breathing.
I'm gonna take one kind of cautious step in, put my other hand back on the shotgun, and just be like, buddy?
I'm gonna take a full action to aim at this guy. Just to aim. Just to aim.
Yeah. Just everything all right there?
Are you going to walk around? Because he's not responding. He's breathing.
Yeah, I'll.
I would say,
Yeah.
even without an awareness check, it is a deep, rhythmic breathing of almost think sleep. Walking around at the front of him, you see that his eyes burn red like hot coals.
Well, that's no good.
Could I do a common lore adeptus to see if that is a sign of a psyker gone wrong?
Absolutely.
Is that Adeptus or Adeptus Arbite?
At the adeptus arbite, because I'm just thinking maybe there would be some guidelines for arbitrators to see if a psyker needs to be put down.
Ooh, yeah. Go ahead and give me that check.
It's a failure.
Oh no.
He wasn't paying attention in the lecture that day.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to do this retroactively, but could I help with that knowledge? Is that something that you can help with? Because I also have that knowledge skill.
Really quick, Sock, do I have one more great big reveal?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Hit us.
It might be a good thing. You never know. Have I really messed with you that much?
We killed Davis a little bit.
We killed Davis.
No, Davis is still totally alive. He's just separated from his body.
All right, most people survive that.
And now he has a new body made up of the many bodies of the rest of the crew, probably.
Really, we've made his life better. That's what I think.
I am going to say... Because I got to come up with a good, GM, uber secret. I could throw a weapon of your choice at you. Or...
Are there stats?
You know what? Instead, I am really going to screw up this stream.
Oh, good.
Exciting.
So for all you out there in Chatland and Twitch, I hope you enjoy this. A ripple passes through the warp in this area.
Uh-oh.
And where once stood the pilot, his skin and his clothing kind of turn a little bit mottled. Starts to meld together. And begins to take on almost a lime green sheen to it. He shrinks. He started off around 5 feet tall, and he goes all the way down to about maybe a little bit over 2 feet tall as his body and his limbs just kind of pull in and become thin, like rods. And with a wide mouth, the head spins, eyes still glowing red, but green all over. Looks at you and says, "Heidi ho there, pilot, how can I help you?"
I shoot him.
Oh no.
Genuinely, I'm gonna shoot him.
I mean, we did just watch him get warped, right? He turned into a daemon, right? That's what we saw.
Right, yeah.
It happens that the daemon looks like Kermit the Frog.
It's a Zinchian daemon. It's the only thing that makes sense. Okay, so that is... Oh, that's a miss. That's a hard miss.
What were you shooting him with?
With my hunting rifle. So it is a slug that comes at him.
Okay. And it misses, careening off the wall, hitting a panel. The inertial dampeners slowly start to fade, and you can feel the pull of the room on you.
Oh, that's good shot, Tex.
As he's shooting, Uziel snaps his fingers at the guardsman. He's like, Bolter, did we bring it or did you leave it? Because I know it was heavy, but did we bring it?
I carried it.
Yeah, the three of us carried it.
Okay, let's try to use the bolter on it. Even if we get vented into space, we have to kill this demon, right? Right?
Yes.
I would vote not.
Burn the heretic. For the good of the Imperium, we must kill Kermit the Frog.
Oh no.
I think we have different goals.
I didn't say it, they did. You can't sue me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'm trying to ask: is Mur going to be the tripod for our?
Yeah,
bolter
100%. I'm already holding the gun. I'm just gonna pop it up on my shoulder again. I don't need to hear out of here. It's not important.
Okay, great. I assume Dietrich probably has a higher ballistic skill than me, so I'm going to assist.
Okay, so Dietrich will run back and get in position to unload the heavy bolter again. This is going to be another full auto blast. So what's my total bonus here?
It'll be 20 from us.
Yep, and then the aim.
Yep.
And if I'm allowed, I'll take another shot with my hunting rifle.
All right.
He just looks at you and pretty much his eyes begin to glow green. Multiple teeth extending from his jaw. And he looks at you and says, "I'll swallow your soul."
No. We're going to get ripped to shreds by Kermit the Frog.
And then you all pull your trigger.
Yep, and so what I've got there is not a great hit. if I got a plus 20 from helping and plus 20 from just firing full auto in the first place, then I think that's only 3 degrees of success.
Which is
Yeah,
great
2
because I
degrees
got
of success, just 2. So,
I also got 2 degrees of success.
yeah.
All right. No reason to roll the damage. The explosion happens. How close were you when it happens? I want to ask that.
Well, how big is the room?
Yeah, probably not that far.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
'cause
think
we-
the cathedral.
Oh.
I'd be 50 meters. I'd be 50 meters out from the guy.
Oh, so you would have then had to take the weapon, go down the hall, and shoot in.
Oh no, we would have been in the room, or I would have been.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah,
We-
we're definitely
outside of
in
the room.
or adjacent to the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like just a little ways in from the door. Like as soon as he woke up and turned into a demon, but definitely in the room, I think.
All right.
That's gonna hurt.
White light instead. Screams and whistles. The universe feels as if it's torn apart. In that instance, there's this moment of, think, being both made and unmade. You watch as the creature, like time slows, and you just watch as the slugs strike it, ripping it open, splaying it apart in front of you, striking the walls of the cathedral and blasting them apart. You watch as all of a sudden, with the loss of the Void pilot, that which kept the Void at bay is gone for a moment, and then you're out of the warp. The universe tumbles as the vehicle careens through space, rolling, tossing. You lose consciousness. Think of almost one of those carnival rides where you're slammed into the wall and the force of centrifugal force pushes you into it. You feel the if you're wearing armor, you feel the cabinetry and the control panels breaking under you, under the pressure of your bodies, and you black out. Somehow, your memories are not intact, per se. But you find yourself on a world where there's this smell of smoke. It looks as if you were crawling through a large crack in metal. And the sounds around you, rather than once being the ship, sound very different. As if you are now on a world that is lush with life. There's green under your hand. But it's the green of grass and plant growth. You look behind you and the ship, whatever it was at one time, your mind can't grasp, but it is ripped open like an egg. A trough of destruction behind it into the miles. You're not even certain who you are anymore. But somehow you're on this world, just the four of you, looking around each other. Maybe one of you says something. And at the same time, you're both impressed and shocked that you're able to communicate. You find yourself on a new Eden. with no knowledge of everything you had ever been before. Congratulations, Inquisitors. And that is where we're going to end it.
We made it.
We didn't die.
Hey.
Yes. I'm so glad that our Damon killing cherry was popped by Kermit the Frog.
I had to do something, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No, it's great.
That was great.
I'm not keen on that phrase. Damon killing cherry popped by Kermit the Frog is not one I'm not super keen on that. No.
Add it right next
Good.
to chronological incontinence or whatever
Right,
it was,
right.
right?
Ugh.
God, what the heck? But yeah, it's one of those things where Dark Heresy is not a happy universe, and so I can't really end it on a happy note. And it didn't go quite the way I planned, but when does it ever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
that said, I really hope you all enjoyed today's game.
Definitely.
Yes.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
a little weird, a little different, but at the same time, today was for me getting a game out here that's a little bit weird and a little different, and doing this for charity. And thank you, everyone out there, so much for everything that y'all are doing with the GoFundMe for Carol. It's been a impressive day so far, and it's not over yet. Tonight, in just over an hour, we will be back with Exalted 3rd Edition. I will not be in the GM's chair, but I will be here. And yeah, I hope we all have a great time, and thank you so much. Tomorrow we will be back at 10:30 as well, starting the marathon up again. And Matt is actually kicking it off as the GM with Fallout.
Yeah, and we'll be dealing with the Naptown Wasteland.
It'll be
And
fun.
yeah, and then that evening, we'll take a little bit of a break in the afternoon. That evening, we will be back with Part-Time Gods with a brand new GM. Ian will be taking over for us as well and leading a group for that. I'm really looking forward to that one too. So, lots going on. Please stick around, have a good time, and consider giving. I will be getting a list together of everybody. It's 10:30 Eastern for the morning show with Fallout. 6 p.m. Eastern which is 5 p.m. Central, will be Part-Time Gods tomorrow. So another game that 2 games in the day that Carol was the editor on. So I'll see y'all back here in an hour. Thank y'all once again, and thank you all to my players for joining me in Dark Heresy.